Hi Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Great to catch up with you. We're in Paris at the EFMA event, Online Banking. It's been 2 long days, so we are both quite tired, but thanks for taking the time. Let's talk about ID Bank. So your initiative on Facebook that you launched like a couple of months ago. So what was the context again?
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to March, we launched our first crowdsourcing initiative. I mean, Danske Bank, we've done a lot of stuff with social media within the last year, but working with crowdsourcing is something we haven't done so much with. So we wanted to dig into that area, and so what we did was we launched a new application on our Facebook page where we gave our users the opportunity to come up with ideas, and the focus of attention started out with our mobile banking app. Asking customers to go into our Facebook page and come up with ideas how we should improve the app. So that was our first experience with crowdsourcing.
And it's a good way to do it on Facebook as well, on a service, not a product necessarily. So you've done that. You went from 2,000 fans roughly in the last few months to more than 6,000 now.
Yeah, the initiative tripled our fan base.
Congratulations.
So it really showed. I mean, before we did the initiative, we were very uncertain if this was possible. I mean, we are, as a bank, it's impossible to engage customers in product development, but the Idea Bank really showed that it was possible.
Yes.
And of course, we got a lot of help by choosing our mobile banking app as our starting point, because in Denmark we've had a really big success with our mobile banking app. It's been one of the most downloaded applications in Denmark. So we wanted to build on that and involve users in how we could make it even better.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I covered it, deeply, so quite in a comprehensive way.
I wrote an article about it.
Thank you. And the interesting bit is I asked the feedback from one of the contributors, the top one.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
So which is cool, and he thought it was a great initiative. That was for mobile banking, so a sexy, innovative service like people like. Can you tell us about the next phase of ID Bank then, which is more like tangible online financial services products?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yesterday we just launched a new campaign on the Idea Bank, which are in a completely different area, which is mortgages and housing, and where we go out and ask our customers, how can we get mortgages and then hold the process around mortgage more simple and easy. So this is a completely different area. So of course our expectation is not nearly as great as they were on the mobile banking app. It's much more difficult to engage customers in an area like that. But we are quite committed to using the Idea Bank on various areas. So even though we're going to do something on this that will not generate as many ideas, we see it as an important channel to get our customers involved in how we develop the bank. And so we're going to do this for the next 4 weeks, and then we're going to move on at some point to another topic. So that's really how we work with the Idea Bank on Facebook, trying to use it, pick up different topics and engage customers in that.
So same platform, same application, the very same interface.
Yeah, exactly. So we choose different subjects. I mean, right now we are having a strategy process going on in the bank. We're looking into housing and mortgages, and what kind of product, what should we offer. And just having an Idea Bank on Facebook, we can have a parallel process asking our customers on the same time where we have a strategy process going on inside the organization. So at that point, in that perspective, it works very well.
Of course, yeah. And I started just yesterday. Today you've got 4 IDs, which makes sense, just the beginning.
Yep.
It's going to be more difficult than mobile. So do you have a kind of campaign strategy, a communication plan, or to drive adoption or participation?
Of course, we have some online banners that are going to try to drive traffic, and I think we need to work with crowdsourcing. Of course, some of it is also related to branding, that we can go out and communicate that we are a bank who listens, and I think there's a lot of value in that. So even though that perhaps not that many users, depending on the topics, will come up with ideas, there's still a value that you go out and communicate that we offer this. Yeah. But of course, I mean, 4 ideas in one day is nothing, but I think if you get 20 ideas on this, it's fine. And then we move on to another subject.
Depends on the quality of the ideas. Yeah, you've got great 4 ideas.
It's just one of them that's perfect, and it's something we haven't thought of by ourselves, and it's just paid more than this initiative.
No, I love the idea. I love the initiative, so you'll tell me more later. The last one, so mobile banking. How are you going to communicate on the results, and how are you going to leverage or action those ideas to launch and to improve your application?
Of course, I mean, when you work with crowdsourcing and you ask customers to come up with ideas, the big question is, of course, always, will you be able to act on it?
Of course. Can you implement them?
Can we implement it? And I think one of the great things with the mobile banking app was that after it run for 1 month, and after that we went in and looking at all the ideas, and after 1 week we could come out and say, in 1 month we will be able to implement 2 of the most popular ideas in the Idea Bank. So we were actually, right now we have implemented the most popular idea that came from customers.
That's great.
So that was quite cool, and we're able to go out on traditional media communicating that, saying thank you for all your ideas. Yeah. Now it will be ready in 1 month.
We listened, and this is what we did thanks to you, based on your feedback. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, congratulations.
I mean, of course, it's obvious that it was something that we had on our development plan. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do so. But I still think it's possible to it gave us conviction that we were able to come up with ideas, or that we were on the right track, and we could prioritize it up, and so that's why we were able to deliver so quickly.
Of course, actually, you need to do it with the direction, and it's important to validate as well your choices and your vision.
Absolutely. I mean, what I heard from our development people was that it gave them some confidence they're working on the right stuff, and and of course, so some ideas coming up that they haven't thought about. So it was really something that inside the development department, they really like the initiative. Having this close contact with customers, it's not something that they don't normally have. Of
course, a great example of crowdsourcing. Congratulations to you and your team and your colleagues, Thomas, and I can't wait to see in 4 weeks' time, the results of the new campaign.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Thomas.